I do want to ask you about this breaking news as well, quickly in the Israel-Hamas war. We heard Robert Sherman talking about this. The Washington Post is reporting Israel, Hamas, and the U.S. have nearly reached an agreement. It would pause fighting for 5 days in exchange for the safe return of 50 or more hostages. What are the implications for Biden if this deal can get done?
I think they're broadly positive for President Biden, assuming, as appears to be the case, that the Israeli government is on board with this tentative deal. I mean, if you think about reasons why this could be perhaps criticized, one would be indirect negotiations with Hamas, but Israel has apparently been involved in that as well. And it would perhaps help mollify people on the left who are very concerned, understandably so, about the horrific plight of the Palestinians. Yes, they want longer than a 5-day pause, but even a 5-day cessation would be better in their eyes than continuing with the Israeli assault on Gaza. So I don't see much of a downside, at least from these initial reports, for President Biden.
I do wonder about this, Niall, because if this deal is reached, it includes a 5-day pause in fighting. Isn't that just another way of saying a 5-day ceasefire, which is what Biden wrote that op-ed about today, rejecting calls for a ceasefire, saying even if temporary, it just helps Hamas rearm, regroup, etc. How do those two things work together here?
Because there's a bit of a semantic dispute on this topic, does ceasefire mean a pause or does it mean the end of hostilities? Biden's opposition is to, as I understand it, a permanent ceasefire. Others have called for brief humanitarian pauses to facilitate the release of hostages and for other reasons. I think what we'll see will be this, if it happens, being cast as a pause rather than an all-out cessation. And that's where the room for maneuver arises. I do get the point that a lot of these semantic games seem rather beside the point whenever the situation itself is so grave. But I think that is the basis on which the political argument will be.
Okay, I really appreciate that distinction. With the time we have, I want to move to Capitol Hill. The House this week passing a split bill to avoid another government shutdown. President Biden signed off on it. What kind of precedent does having two budget deadlines set for future shutdown talks?
It's certainly a very unusual situation, this laddered approach where there are, as you say, two deadlines coming up. Now, I don't know if that is going to set a precedent that is going to be repeated. Honestly, Natasha, the only precedent that seems to be repeated is that Congress waits until 1 minute to midnight before it actually does anything, and often misjudges that and it gets past midnight. But this is a way for the Speaker of the House to try to keep his caucus on board with this kind of a deal. Obviously, he needed to lean on Democratic votes to get this passed, but it is an attempt to sort of square the circle and keep the government open, thereby avoiding what is perceived to be, for Republicans, a potentially politically damaging government shutdown.
And the funding bill also did not include any aid for Israel, no aid for Ukraine, which the president has requested. Is that likely to get done in such a divided Congress?
Well, I mean, in a sense, the Israel aid is a much more unanimously supported idea than the Ukrainian aid, which is ultimately more divisive, not entirely partisan, but somewhat more. Republicans have reluctance on the issue of Ukraine aid. Now, the broader picture here is that leaders in the Senate, including Mitch McConnell, the Republican leader, do want aid for both countries in the end. So there may be some trading around this in the coming weeks, but it's certainly one of the really divisive and contentious issues among these budget negotiations.
All right, Niall Stanage, always appreciate your time. Have a great evening. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.